The Mountain Mafia comes from the mountains and lakes of beautiful North Idaho. It's a collective of outdoor enthusiasts, athletes, and drivers from all types of action sports. Deep in the cuts of northern Idaho lies the Purcell Trench Ranch, a privately owned off-road entertainment venue conceived, designed, and developed by the Mafia members themselves. The PTR has become the ultimate proving grounds for Havoc-style racing. This is pure vehicular violence at its finest.
Mountain Mafia is family to me.
They're legit. They're family people. They love the sport, we love the sport, and we'll always be back.
Mountain Mafia has been great to the sport. They're trying to grow the sport, which is good for us drivers.
They're great. You know what I mean? They go out of their way for us. They do everything. They bend over backwards for us. And you know, it's fantastic to actually come to a place that you're welcome. It's great.
These guys bleed this sport. They got heart, they got soul. They want us to succeed as much as they want us to fail. You know, because if we do fail, we lose a couple along the way, that means they did their job.
What Mountain Mafia means to me is a venue that people can bring these big rigs to and have a place to compete and do it in a family-friendly environment and just enjoy what they do.
You know, I remember when I was a kid seeing Top Truck, and now, you know, Top Truck's gone and, you know, Mountain Havoc's in.
I wanted to come to this event because, you know, it's the biggest event for this style racing with big tires, and the best of the best are here, so I wanted to come and prove that I'm worthy.
You're going to see a lot of wide open smoke and mud flying and parts flying and vehicles flying through the air and rocks getting crunched into, and you know, you're going to see some vehicular violence.
So vehicular violence in a meaning would be, to me, controlled, heavy throttle, aggressive, the will to make it no matter what, but at the same time, you know, throttle down.
Vehicular violence, when we send it, you know, we don't lift for no one.
It's crazy. We push ourselves to the limit, and we don't care. Just here to do our best, and it doesn't matter what it takes. We just go for it.
These guys here, these are 20 of the best rigs between the United States and Canada. This is the best of the best, and we're here to see how we stack up with everybody else.
It's easy to have respect for these guys because they're the top of their game. All 20 guys that are here, there isn't a slouch one in the whole bunch.
You got to make it through 5 courses, and you got to keep your rig intact. They don't allow you to jump in another vehicle here, you know. I'm gunning for it this year. We're going to do our best and see what happens, see where the cards lie.
We have the top 20 drivers in North America, 3 grueling days of competition featuring 5 different events, kicking off with the Max Tie-Down Tow Test, followed by the Mountain Mafia Hill Climb, Amsoil Hill and Hold Jump Course, Warren Winch Rock Course, and if they survive the weekend, they get to finish on the Tough Country Mountain Man course for double points to determine this year's Havoc champion.
To tell someone what it's all about, I guess I'd tell them that, you know, it's the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on.
The 2018 Mountain Havoc Championship is presented by Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and sponsored by Max, American-made tie-down solutions. Warn, go prepared. Mountain Mafia, vehicular violence at its finest. Hello and welcome to the 2018 Mountain Havoc 4x4 Madness presented by AMSOIL. I'm Ben Spinney. I'm here at the starting line of the Max Tie Down Toe Test. These guys are going to pull a 1,000-pound tire through our mud drag track. For more information on the track, we're going to go to my partner, Mac Miltz.
Thanks, Ben. We're here at the very beginning and start of the drag tracks. These tracks are 220 feet long, 20 feet wide. The trucks line up side by side, and this is heads-up racing at its finest. These guys will pull a 1,000-pound tractor tire through the mud. High horsepower and right tire selection will make it key for these guys to succeed. And let's get this thing rolling.
It's just about race time. Let's have a look at our list of our 19 drivers for this Max Tie Down Toe Test. Unfortunately, it looks like we're already down one driver.
What a great list of competitors, Ben. Let's get this started off here with Stephen Montpass from Oregon on the near side lane and Kelly Wirtz from Red Deer, Alberta on the far side lane.
That's right, Mac. They call this the beef buggy. I've been saying where's the beef for a while now. It's great to see these guys south of the border. Looks like in the right lane we got Stephen Montpass.
Yeah, Stephen Montpass is obviously pulling that 1,000-pound tire. It looks like it's giving him a little bit of difficulty, while we've got Kelly here almost finishing out the whole race.
Yeah, Stephen might be getting used to that brand new rig. That showed up as a surprise.
Kelly Wirtz took out the win here on pass number 1, and Stephen Montpass is just finishing up here.
We'll turn him around, see what happens.
All right, round 2 here. We got Beef getting a pretty good start here. That thing looks pretty good today on that drag track.
Montpass still struggling. Could be gear selection, could be a runability problem. Again, this is a brand new rig. I don't even know if he's had a chance to test it yet. Kelly Wirtz setting the pace with a 28-second run, but we got a lot more drivers coming up.
Pedal to the floor all the way to the finish line. On my second run, I shifted a little too early to second, but other than that, it was pretty good. I'm very excited about the hill climb. I'm running second, so I'm gonna lead the way.
It's time to check out our Mountain Mafia driver profile. Let's go meet Leroy Latham.
You got Leroy Latham, he's the king and people know it. You know, he's got a hell of a machine that he's built. He's been around for years, he knows it, and he's so mellow and yet crazy at the same time.
Everybody's trying to knock him off his podium, but he's still the best, man. I mean, I can say that the guy earned his title, and you know, we're all trying to knock him down, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. He earned his keep, man, and when you watch him drive, you'll know why he's the king, for sure.
The reason that I'm coming back to compete this year is you have to come back and defend the title. So I'm back here to make sure whoever wins this event earns it one way or another. This particular type of event, the multi-course events, I see them all growing closer and closer together, and Havoc will probably always be the Super Bowl of those events, or the granddaddy of those events. It'll be the one that, kind of the glue that ties them all together, one way or another. The engine in the rig is a 513 cubic inch big block Ford, backed up with a home modified Ford C6 transmission, a Trailworthy Fab 3-speed Hero transfer case, and Axletech 4000 steer axles front and rear. And for an old rig, it does pretty dang good. Sending it to me is pretty much no cares. You're gonna put it flat to the floor and let the cards fall where they may. That's full out, hit the obstacle or hit the jump with everything you got, and sort out the pieces when it all comes to the ground. Probably the best thing you'll take home is just the experience. 3 days of having the best time ever and wheeling some of the best courses that anyone can build on a dozer and a skid steer.
Ben, this is gonna be the race of the day right here, man. We got Leroy Latham from Nevada in the far lane and Brett Harrell from Oregon in the near lane.
I agree, the Oregon powerhouse versus last year's champion couldn't come up with a better race.
Yeah, it looks like right now Leroy took it on that far lane. We're gonna bring him back around and start him up here again.
Both off to another awesome start. Latham riding that side just a little bit.
Look at those tires that spit that mud.
Wow, these rigs actually throw mud forward. Look at that.
What a great finish. I really don't know who won that one.
Looks like the win goes to Leroy. 18-second run puts him in first place, followed by Brett Harrell.
So he got me on the first run. You know, the second run, I don't know. It was close. We'll see what happens. Overall, I know I didn't win this event, but hey, it's all right. There's 4 more, so I didn't come here to tow a tire. So it was a good run. Leroy's a good competitor, and you know, my hat's off to him. So
it went well. The rig hooked up well, nitrous worked good, and you know, just pointed it straight down the track and put the pedal to the floor. It was pretty cool at the end of the pit. I don't know if the tire just kind of splashed up there and threw mud all over everybody that was in front of us, but you know, the rig ran really well, and I'm really happy with how it worked out.
We got a lot more of the Max tie-down tow test coming right up when we return. Welcome back to the 2018 Mountain Havoc presented by AMSOIL. The Max tie-down tow test is already underway. We have lots of drivers still to go, but first let's check out a tech spec with Josh from Max.
So we're industry leader in purpose-built tie-down equipment. So whether it's our 4-inch recovery straps that we're seeing here today, or if we're holding down these big behemoth rigs, we custom build tie-down solutions for whatever you have. So the Mountain Mafia event, we've been a part of that since day one. We've watched it grow and grow and grow, and we're excited to be part of it, to watch that continue to grow and become into a huge event. Well, based on what I've seen in the past, I think we're going to see some of these really dialed-in rigs do it with a breeze, and I think then we're going to see some carnage and some rigs really struggle. These tires tend to fill up with mud and really start sinking, but I think it's going to be fun either way.
Let's have a look at some of the earlier races today. You can really tell this mud track is no joke. Pulling a 1,000-pound tire through this deep of mud is extremely hard on these rigs. You can see Jerry Stevens braking his transmission right there with that 12-valve diesel buggy. That's an awesome shot of Jeff Noggle pulling that tire back. He's rolling solo due to the odd number of competitors.
Yeah, Ben, no surprise here. We got number 1, Leroy Latham, the champ, the L, in number 1 spot at 18.12 seconds. Number 2, finishing out the spot there, Brett Harrell.
Let's see who's next. Looks like Rob Neal versus Big Scope from Canada. 2 Canadian competitors. Both great drivers, both really gnarly rigs. Looks like Scope's got it dialed so far.
Yeah, Scope has the green truck, and he's got the attitude to drive that thing. It looks like he's coming on top here this first round.
He calls it Gord. That's an LS-powered Ford. Rob Neal rolling that Mike Flake Kamikaze custom chassis. Flip them around and do it again.
All right, off the line here, we got both of them going pretty hot here, but it looks like Gord definitely took him. He is fast right now.
That's what he needed. Previous Badass Award winner, he wanted to come out with a strong start.
Yeah, Gordon, nice job, man, and definitely a badass guy, and I can't wait to see what he does here in the next couple days.
Rob Neal still finishing out, throwing mud. Not the run Rob wanted, but this is only one event. King Leroy on top. He's going to be tough to beat, starting out so strong.
Well, we pulled up to the line. You know, obviously we've seen the flag drop. We put the pedal to the metal. 3/4 way down, I shifted in a second. Lost a little bit of time there. I should have left it in first and just let it eat. Second one, he wasn't even registered in the peripheral. He was done. It was great, man.
We got James Picard in the Jeep and Justin Haft in that X-rated buggy. That thing is nasty.
It sure is, Mac. Looks like James is on a borrowed set of R1s. Justin off to a great start in that light rock bouncer. Oh, looks like something happened with Picard. I think he popped out of gear.
Yeah, man, he probably did, but looks like Justin Haft just finished super strong. I think that thing's got some more nitrous in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's running nitrous for this event. We'll flip him around, switch lanes, and see what happens.
Great wheelie launch by Justin Haft there, looking to put that power to the ground.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Justin's one of the gnarliest dudes in the game. We'll be watching him closely all weekend.
Man, it looks like he just made super quick work of that course.
James Picard gonna finish out a little bit slow, but that's okay. He finished. And the leaderboard again. Looks like Justin Haft climbs the charts to second place with a just shy of 19-second run.
First run went well, felt good. Everything seemed to be working like it's supposed to. And I think we made a clean run. I just floored it, just like everybody else. The nitrous worked. I've had problems in the past with the nitrous, but the nitrous worked, and we were able to make a couple good passes. I think we're sitting okay, and we're not broke.
Neil Harrison, Western Canadian Rockwell, that 12-valve boosted Moose Truggy versus the Canadian Predator, Kelly Day.
Yeah, Kelly Day definitely knows his vehicle. He's been competing forever. He's pulling that tire really well, 1,000 pounds through that mud. Looks like he came up on top.
There goes Neil smoking that track. Black smoke means power. That's that 12-valve Cummins torque. We're gonna flip him around and do it over.
And here we are off the line. It looks like maybe Neil has a little catching up to do and maybe hesitated. What do you think, Ben?
I just think Kelly Day is on point right now.
Yeah, he's driving like a great seasoned veteran and competitor that he is. Looks like he's probably gonna take 2 for 2 here. And in fact, it looks like he does.
And Neil's gonna finish it out. Let's check the leaderboard here. Wow, that was a good run from Kelly Day, putting him in 5th place.
Just put the hammer down. We stayed to the left on both lanes. Looked like that seemed to be the quickest for the last couple competitors. And then on this run down here, there was something going wrong. I kept steering back into the pit and kept trying to climb out on the rear. And it looks like maybe we got a rear steer problem, maybe some air in the system or, you know, a cylinder issue or something. But we're going to go back to camp now and try to get her fixed up for the events tomorrow.
The 2018 Mountain Havoc Championship is presented by Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and sponsored by Tough Country Easy Ride Suspension Kits, Miller Welders, the power of blue, and Send It Productions. Come get some, we'll film it. Welcome back to Mountain Havoc 2018. We're at the Purcell Trench Ranch, and we are almost through the max tie-down tow test. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. No surprise, we got our heavy hitters sitting on top.
Here we go. We got Jay Cooper in the red run buggy, and that big monstrosity on the far side there is Brian Foss in the Foss Hog.
Yeah, one of my favorite rigs. I find it completely offensive, and I'm triggered every time I see him race.
He's definitely triggered in that race by taking first there, and it looks like Jay's just finishing up.
Almost 1,000 horsepower in that rig right there.
And it shows, Ben, man, look at him get off the line. I wouldn't be surprised if Brian and some of these line choices are the fastest of the day.
We'll be watching him closely all weekend. He's a nasty man.
Yeah, Jay just finished out. He's also going to be a contender. Great 2 guys from Canada.
Wow, there you go. Brian Foss, 17.5 second run. He's definitely got the Foss Hog dialed in.
It was good, man. It just felt good. I just hooked up on my second run and it just went. And it was awesome. It felt great. Oh, this is fantastic, man. I'm just vibrating, you know, and this is just a tire tow, you know what I mean? You just wait till tomorrow.
We have Greg Torrey in the far lane, and then the youngest competitor in Havoc history, 15-year-old Brent Harrell. Here we go.
That's right, Mac. Brent is the son of Brent Harrell, part of that team change order coming out of Oregon with those Southern Rock Bouncers competing at Havoc.
Looks like Brent Harrell is taking the win here with Greg Torrey not too far behind.
Greg Torrey in that Mike Flake chassis coming out of Kamikaze Customs in Canada. Off for the second run. Brent off to a good start. Greg obviously made a couple changes for this run.
Yeah, it looks like they're almost neck and neck there. This is going to be a good race here. Let's see here what happens.
Greg for the win. Brent powering his way through. Check it out. Brian Foss in the lead, followed by Latham, Justin Haft, and Brett Harrell close behind.
The tire pull is a really good event. It evens out the buggies. The smaller guys have advantages in other courses, and the tire pull sort of gives us bigger, heavier guys a chance too. So sort of an equalizer, I think. We did good, I think. Yeah, it's nice to get a good start on the first course and do half decent, and then you're fighting chance for the podium. So I think we did well.
That concludes the Max Tie Downs tow test. We got Foss Hog in the lead so far. He's already proven to be a serious threat to the Havoc crown.
I think the spectators are going to love it. This thing's going to take off. This Mountain Havoc event is huge. You know, they're going to see 1,000 horsepower throwing mud everywhere, and we're going to abuse our stuff. We're going to set this in some of these kids' minds. That's what they're going to want to do when they leave here, and then those are the people we're going to see here in 10, 15 years.
You know, they're awesome. You know, that's why we do this. We spend hours in the shop just to put a show on for these people. They appreciate what we do. They've always got nice things to say. They enjoy the rigs.
I think if Havoc keeps up what it's doing, the sport's going to grow immensely. and there's going to be a ton of new players in the games, building buggies and a lot more spectators. The next generation is important because without us, I mean, the sport will die. We need to get as many kids as possible like into this sport and going to where we can start beating up on these old guys.
The dirt work that they've put in, the time, the money, the effort, everything, you can't really, this is the 4x4 Olympics, right? And these guys achieve that every year we come.
The progression of Purcell Trench Ranch in the last 4 years has, it's been interesting to watch. Just like the hill climb, like I said, it's never been the same. Every year we come back here, it's different. It's the same with the whole venue. Every time we come back here, there's more improvements, and they made it better for drivers and spectators.
To put so much dedication into coming out here to make the courses and to put together the event, to make all the deadlines, to get all the people together to do it, you know, it's amazing, you know, what they've done here.
The park has changed dramatically over the years. The first year I was here was nothing like you see it today. Last year, they made many improvements, and this year I see many more improvements. So I can't wait to see years to come as to what this park becomes.
The weather depends on everything. You know, the holes can get deeper. You know, Leroy and Justin and I have been consistently at most all races been there at the top. You know, I don't overlook any driver.
I know Leroy, he's the king, man. This guy's won it nonstop, and he is the most humble guy you'll ever meet, and he earns that crown. But we're chasing him, he knows it.
The pace has been set. Foss, Latham, Haft, and Harrell all off to great starts, but there are 4 events left. Next up is the Mountain Mafia's very own Havoc Hills. Tall jumps and steep inclines and declines keep the pucker factor to a maximum as these drivers continue to battle for the title of Havoc champion. Tune in next time for the Havoc Hills course.